The summer that could change everything. Rashford's German dream and United's hunt for Watkins. Picture this. Marcus Rashford playing alongside Harry Kane at Bayern Munich while Ollie Watkins leads the line at Old Trafford. Sounds like something straight out of a football fan's wildest dreams, right? Well, this summer could be the one where these dreams become reality. The transfer window is heating up, and Manchester United find themselves at the center of two major moves that could reshape their squad completely. With David Ornstein dropping the bombshell that Rashford's United career is basically over, and reports linking the club with Aston Villa's star striker Watkins, we're looking at a summer that could go down in United history. But what's really happening behind the scenes? And more importantly, what does this mean for United fans who have watched these stories unfold over the past few months? Rashford's journey. From Old Trafford hero to Bayern target. Let's start with the Marcus Rashford situation because, let's be honest, this one has been a roller coaster from start to finish. Remember when Ruben Amorim first walked through the doors at Carrington? Many United fans thought this could be the fresh start Rashford needed. Instead, we got a falling out that nobody saw coming. The 27-year-old forward, who had been at United his entire career, suddenly found himself on the outside looking in. The January loan move to Aston Villa seemed like the perfect solution at the time. Who could have predicted that Rashford would absolutely thrive under Unai Emery? 4 goals and 6 assists in just 17 appearances is nothing to scoff at. The man looked rejuvenated, hungry, and most importantly, happy on the pitch again. But here's where it gets interesting. Despite Rashford's impressive form, Villa decided not to trigger their £40 million option to buy him permanently. Why would they turn down a player who had just proven he could deliver the goods? The answer might be simpler than we think. Villa are smart operators in the transfer market, and they probably saw an opportunity to explore other options. Maybe they were already eyeing different targets, or perhaps they wanted to see how the market developed before committing such a large sum. Now, with July 7th fast approaching and preseason training about to begin, Rashford finds himself in limbo. He's supposed to report back to Carrington, but everyone knows he won't be staying. His brother and agent are working overtime to secure a move overseas, and the player himself has made it clear he wants to compete for titles again. Enter Bayern Munich. The German champions need a new winger after losing Leroy Sane to Galatasaray on a free transfer. And who better to fill that gap than a player who has scored 142 goals in his career and has 62 England caps to his name? Think about it for a second. Rashford playing in the Bundesliga wearing that famous red Bayern shirt, linking up with Harry Kane in attack. It's the kind of move that could reignite his career and give him the fresh start he clearly needs. Bayern are no strangers to signing Premier League talents, and they know how to get the best out of players who need a change of scenery. The question is, will they make their interest official with a concrete offer? The Watkins puzzle. United's answer up front. While Rashford's future dominates the headlines, United's search for attacking reinforcements is just as important for the club's immediate future. Ollie Watkins has been having the kind of career trajectory that every striker dreams of. From his early days in the lower leagues to becoming one of the Premier League's most consistent goal scorers, the 29-year-old has proven time and again that he can deliver when it matters most. Last season alone, Watkins bagged 17 goals and provided 14 assists across all competitions. Those are the kind of numbers that make transfer chiefs sit up and take notice. More importantly, he's doing it consistently year after year. So why are United interested now? The answer lies in their current striker situation. Rasmus Højlund arrived with big expectations, but his time at Old Trafford has been challenging, to put it mildly. The young Dane has a contract until 2030, but Inter Milan are sniffing around, and United might be open to letting him go if the right offer comes in. This is where Watkins enters the picture. He represents everything United need in a striker: Premier League experience, proven goal-scoring ability, and the kind of leadership qualities that can lift a team when things get tough. But here's the tricky part. Aston Villa value their star striker at around £60 million. That's a hefty price tag for any club, especially one that needs to be smart about their spending. Arsenal found out just how stubborn Villa can be when they tried to sign Watkins in January, reportedly offering around £40 million only to be told it wasn't enough. The financial gap between what United might want to pay and what Villa are asking could be the deciding factor in whether this move happens or not. The swap deal that could solve everything. Here's where things get really interesting. What if there was a way to solve both the Rashford and Watkins situations with one clever piece of business? Reports suggest that United are considering a swap deal that would see Watkins move to Old Trafford while Rashford stays at Villa permanently. On paper, it sounds like the perfect solution for everyone involved. Think about it from Villa's perspective. They get to keep a player who performed brilliantly during his loan spell, and they solve their striker situation by bringing in Watkins' replacement before letting him go. The smart business. For United, they get a proven Premier League striker without having to spend the full £60 million that Villa are asking for. Plus, they solve the Rashford situation without having to find a buyer willing to match their asking price. And for the players, Rashford gets to stay at a club where he was happy and performing well, while Watkins gets the chance to play for one of the biggest clubs in world football. But swap deals are notoriously difficult to pull off. Both players need to agree to the move, the clubs need to agree on valuations, and the timing needs to be perfect. That's a lot of moving parts that all need to align perfectly. What this means for United's future. Whether these moves happen or not, they tell us something important about where United see themselves right now. The club are clearly not afraid to make big changes. Getting rid of a player like Rashford, who came through the academy and has been at the club his entire career, shows they're willing to be ruthless when necessary. At the same time, targeting someone like Watkins shows they understand what they need. They need proven Premier League quality. Players who can hit the ground running and make an immediate impact. The question is whether they can execute these plans successfully. We've seen United struggle with transfers in recent years, missing out on targets or paying over the odds for players who don't quite fit. This summer feels different though. There's a sense of purpose about their approach, a clear understanding of what needs to be done and how to do it. The Bayern factor. Why Germany makes sense for Rashford. Let's talk about why Bayern Munich could be the perfect destination for Rashford's next chapter. First, there's the Harry Kane connection. The England captain has already shown that English players can thrive in the Bundesliga, scoring goals for fun in his first season in Germany. Having a familiar face in the dressing room could make Rashford's transition much smoother. Second, Bayern are a club that knows how to handle big-name signings. They understand the pressure that comes with playing for a club of their stature, and they have the experience to help players adapt to new surroundings. Third, the Bundesliga itself might be exactly what Rashford needs. It's a league that rewards pace and directness, two of Rashford's biggest strengths. The defensive style is different from the Premier League, which could give him the space he needs to rediscover his best form. Finally, there's the chance to win trophies. Bayern Munich don't just compete in every competition they enter, they expect to win them. For a player like Rashford, who has seen his trophy cabinet remain relatively bare in recent years, that winning mentality could be exactly what he needs. Villa's dilemma. Keeping stars while building for the future. Aston Villa find themselves in an interesting position this summer. They've established themselves as a force in the Premier League, but they're not quite at the level where they can easily keep hold of their best players when bigger clubs come calling. The Watkins situation is a perfect example of this dilemma. He's been crucial to their success over the past few seasons, but if United come in with the right offer, can Villa really afford to turn it down? The same applies to potentially keeping Rashford permanently. He showed during his loan spell that he can be the kind of game-changing player that takes teams to the next level. But the financial commitment required to sign him permanently is significant. Villa's recent success in European competition has given them confidence, but it's also shown them how much further they need to go to compete with the very best teams. Sometimes that means making difficult decisions about players who have been important to your progress. The timeline, what happens next? With preseason training starting on July 7th, time is running out to get these deals done before the new season preparation begins in earnest. For Rashford, the next few weeks are crucial. His representatives are working hard to find him a new club, but the longer it takes, the more complicated things become. No player wants to start a new season with uncertainty hanging over their future. The Watkins situation is equally time-sensitive. If United are serious about signing him, they need to move quickly. Other clubs will undoubtedly be watching the situation, and Villa won't want to be left scrambling for a replacement if they do decide to sell. The swap deal option adds another layer of complexity to the timeline. Getting one transfer over the line is hard enough, but coordinating two moves simultaneously requires careful planning and perfect timing. Fan expectations. What should United supporters hope for? If you're a United fan reading this, you're probably wondering what the best-case scenario looks like for your club. Ideally, United would find a way to move Rashford onto a club where he can rediscover his best form while bringing in a striker like Watkins who can make an immediate impact. The swap deal would be the perfect solution, but even if that doesn't work out, getting both moves done separately would still represent good business. The key is making sure that any players coming in are genuine improvements on what United already have. There's no point in making changes just for the sake of it. Watkins, in particular, would represent a significant upgrade on United's current striking options. His Premier League experience and proven goal-scoring record make him exactly the kind of signing that could push United back into the top four conversation. The bigger picture, building for tomorrow. These potential moves are about more than just solving immediate problems. They're about setting United up for long-term success. Moving on players who no longer fit the system, even if they're academy graduates or fan favorites, shows a club that's willing to make tough decisions for the greater good. Bringing in players who can contribute immediately while still having room to grow shows intelligent recruitment. And having the courage to pursue ambitious swap deals shows a club that's thinking creatively about how to strengthen their squad within financial constraints. Whether these specific moves happen or not, the approach United are taking this summer suggests they're finally starting to operate like a club with a clear vision for the future. Conclusion. A summer that could define United's direction. As we head into the business end of the transfer window, United fans have every right to feel excited about what might unfold over the next few weeks. The Rashford situation, while disappointing for those who hoped he could rediscover his best form at Old Trafford, might ultimately be the best thing for all parties involved. Sometimes a fresh start is exactly what a player needs, and if Bayern Munich can provide that opportunity, everyone wins. The Watkins pursuit shows that United are targeting exactly the right type of player. Proven quality, Premier League experience, and the hunger to succeed at the highest level. These are the building blocks of successful transfer windows. Will everything work out perfectly? Probably not. Transfer windows rarely go exactly according to plan. But for the first time in a while, United seem to know what they want and how to get it. That alone represents progress. So keep watching this space, United fans. This summer could be the one that finally sets your club back on the path to where you know it belongs. And wouldn't that be something worth celebrating?